Hi, this is Robert in Chicago. I've been invited to a Super Bowl party, and I don't really know that much about football, and I don't want to come off like a complete idiot. Are there a few pointers that would make me look like not quite so much of a fool?
Robert, Ian here. Great question. Mike and I can totally help you out.
Yeah, we're going to bring in Mike Hall from the Big Ten Network. He's here to help you with some pro tips on looking like you know what you're talking about.
Mr. Hall, where should we start?
Give us the basics.
Yes. Well, the basic one, I mean, there's two teams. So, I mean, that should be a good start.
Okay.
So that's good. Let's start with that.
That's
two
a basic.
teams.
Two teams.
So, Green Bay and the Steelers. They're Pittsburgh and the Packers, if you will. I think two of the best storylines or most interesting are the quarterbacks. For the Packers, it's Aaron Rodgers. He's got, like the 4-day-old stubble. He dates, a supermodel.
Hi there.
And Ben Roethlisberger is kind of more of your meathead. You're more your tough guy. So if you're looking for someone maybe to not like, to find a villain in the game, some people, if you're not a crazy sports fan, might just easily go to Ben Roethlisberger. Plus, his last name is hard to spell.
So I'd say, what do you have? You have Aaron Rodgers, good guy.
Right. America's hero.
Roethlisberger, bad guy.
Very bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Next.
It's simple. All right. Another thing you're gonna see is all these guys with the long, lustrous, beautiful hair. We got Clay Matthews on the Packers,
And A.J. Hawk is the other guy, I
Okay.
remember. And then Troy Polamalu, who you've seen in shampoo
yeah.
commercials, right?
Yeah. And you're gonna want to ask, hey, aren't they worried about getting their hair pulled? So you don't have to go through that moment. Maybe Mike, you could just tell us: is it legal? Can you pull hair?
From what I'm told, that's part of the uniform. That if you choose to grow your hair out, it's fair game. I am certain if you're in the middle of a pileup and you see hair, you are grabbing and ripping.
Yeah.
By the way, Clay Matthews, I heard in an interview the other day, hasn't cut his hair in 5 years.
He's conditioned it every day, though. Have you seen it?
It is.
Now, some basic football terminology is likely to come up too, and that can quickly get confusing.
Yep. I'll give a general rule of thumb.
Yeah.
Maybe don't say anything for the first quarter and kind of feel the room. And I'd say for a Super Bowl, do simpler stuff. The guy who has the ball is the quarterback. His offensive line, those 5 guys that are, around 280 to 320 pounds in front of him, they need to protect him. To do so, if they do that correctly, they create what's called the pocket.
Okay. How do I use that in a sentence?
So if the quarterback drops back and he's got time to throw, then he's had a lot of space in his pocket.
Okay.
Space in the pocket. Good. I think I can do that.
Okay. Let's say you haven't embarrassed yourself yet. Somebody who knows the game leans over to you and they're like, man, Roethlisberger, he never looks this bad against the nickel package. Am I right? You got nothing. What do you do?
Here's the general fub. I work with analysts for the Big Ten Network, and a lot of times when I can tell they're lost, they talk about leadership. If I set them up with a question, they'll just say something along the lines of, it's all going to come down to his leadership. I mean, if he can get in that huddle and be the right type of leader for this team, everybody in the huddle can look at him for leadership, and they can tell where to go, and that's what he brings to this team. You can kind of do that to weasel your way out.
That's good. Well, let's lay it out.
Yeah.
Let's say 3 do's.
I'd say you want to pick a team, and I'd even say a player that you want to root for.
Here's what I would say. Beginner, pick the quarterback.
Sure.
You're feeling confident, intermediate, go with a defensive player, but with hair that's easy to recognize.
Sure, because there's someone on each team you can pick.
Exactly.
All right, another do?
Have a game plan. Have in mind, all right, these are the 4 things I know I'm going to say football related.
Kind of like an offensive coordinator, you map out your first 8 plays or something like that.
That's not a bad idea because a lot of offensive coordinators do that. They'll have their first 8 to 12 plays, maybe even 15 done in. And so maybe Robert's game plan is first quarter, I'm not going to say anything. Second quarter, I'm going to see which quarterback is having a better game, and I'm going to start talking about the protection in the pocket and go from there.
All right, give us a don't. Robert, don't.
Try to work your way out of it. If someone does present you with, hey, where did B.J. Raji go to college? It's okay to be like, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
This is good. It all comes down to his leadership ability.
There you go. I don't remember where he went to college, but man, he's grown into such a leader in the pros, hasn't he?
Done. God. That's it. Yeah. You know your trade, Mike.
Yeah.
That was my call from the Big Ten Network. Robert, I think you're ready to go. Just get this stuff down on your wrist cuff.
Get in there, Robert.
And the rest of you, get us your questions. Send us an email, howto@npr.org, or find us on Facebook.
That's at facebook.com. I'm Mike.
I'm Ian. Enjoy the game.